Hey guys, it's George here, and I'm just going to be doing the latest Wix at Home challenge, which is top-down photography or bird's eye view photography, if that's what you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some studio stuff in here, or we'll call it studio stuff. It's really living room stuff, but we'll leave that bit out. So I'm going to do some studio stuff in here with this really basic setup I've got, and then on my daily exercise, on my daily walk, I'm just going to take a quick stroll around the park and do some handheld stuff. Just to see what I can get and see what I can explore using this top-down or bird's eye view angle. So I'm starting off in here, so I'll just quickly run through the equipment setup that I'm using to do this. So what I'm actually done is I've taken my photography tripod here and I've inverted it. So I've just flipped the legs round and just set it up, and it enables you to have your camera looking perfectly facing down. Now, a lot of photography tripods can do this, but not all of them. So if you don't have one, what you can do is you can do the exact same thing as what I'm doing, but you can do it handheld. So I wouldn't worry too much. It's not absolutely essential to have these kind of tripods to do this. It just does make it a little bit easier. Aside from the tripod, the other sort of real one other bit of equipment I'm using is this Aputure MC light I have. So I've mounted it on top of my camera, and actually you probably can notice that instead of mounting it sort of straight on like this, I've mounted it and then I've bent it round to the side. And the reason I've done that is to get the light as close as possible to the lens, because it reduces the shadow in the image. So because I'm only using the one light, if there's shadows, I'm not going to be able to cancel them out, so that is going to be a problem. If I had loads of lights and loads of different lighting stands, then it probably wouldn't matter if there was some shadows here and there, because I could just put in fill lights to get rid of that. But I am only using the one light because I want to show off how easy it is to do with just a very simple setup. But what are we actually looking for in our photography? Well, mostly I'm going to be looking for just really nice composition, maybe some fairly minimalist images, but something that has a really nice central, just aesthetically pleasing composition. So first things first, what I did is we've not got the nicest carpet in our living room, unfortunately. So I went and grabbed my photography background, the one I use for filming or product shots and stuff. So I've just popped that on the floor so that we have a nice looking background to play with. And then what I've done is I've gone and grabbed my nicest chopping board, and I've just put that in the middle of the frame. And then actually what I've got here is a bowl full of cornflakes. And I'm going to be pouring in some milk into the cornflakes and trying to get like a cool action shot as I do so. So it's going to be not super easy because I want to make sure that I'm sort of as out of shot as possible and that the milk isn't creating this kind of ugly, just like, you know, not very appealing milk bottle carton in the middle of the shot. So I'm just going to go for a fairly long range pour, and we'll see how that goes. Well, it got a little bit messy, so I might have to clean it up and try it again. Or we'll just rub it in, everybody will see, nobody's looking. Right, let's have a look at some of those shots. They are actually pretty cool, I'm pretty happy with that, so maybe I'll take a quick cereal break and then I'll get back to the video. So now that's our first one done, I'm just going to play around with this little setup because I've got it here and I've got a few other interesting items to shoot. So I'm just going to have a bit of fun and see what happens. So there are some of the images that I've done for our top-down photography challenge. I experimented with different sorts of lighting, different backgrounds, shooting handheld and using an inverted tripod. And the reason I actually did all this was partly just for the fun of it, but was also because I found the challenge a lot more difficult than I initially expected. I thought it'd be really easy just to go and get some really nicely lit, composed top-down shots, but I just didn't find that. I took so many images for this challenge, and honestly, a lot of them were just a little bit rubbish. So I'd love to hear what you guys thought, whether you thought it was easy or difficult or anything that came up in the challenge that was unexpected. And of course, we'd love to see your images that you've taken. So remember to post them on our social channels, whether that be Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. We don't care, we just want to see them. And tag it with the hashtag WexAtHome. Now that's it for this week's challenge, and we look forward to seeing you in next week's.